So this is gonna be the final market wrap. Should have gotten an email earlier in the week that this will be my last market wrap, my last week at T3. And so I just want to say, thanks for, the viewership, the participation, questions that I would get. I would try to answer them in the videos. And so, yeah, just appreciate that over the years. And, I think we got pretty exciting market times ahead. I think there'll be still kind of plenty to talk about moving forward. But as far as the market wrap goes, this is the last day. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Good afternoon. This is Ifan from the Strategic Day Trader, and this is your market wrap for September 30th, 2022. SPY down 1.55, Qs down 1.7. Came into today bearish. All right. Now we knew there was going to be potentially some news about inflation coming in the morning. Market kind of started off moving up, and then in the pre-market when the news came out, market dropped, and then even as we opened, did move up a little bit. Now what you can see here is an hourly sell setup that's been highlighted. Okay, and that's because that's going to be the new pivot point. We've kind of been waiting for one. We got a little bit of that base there, and I said, okay, if we break above the base, maybe we get a little bit of follow through. The very next morning, right back down. Okay, and that's why throughout this move lower, right, it's been bearish bias. We really need to see something additional, proof of bullishness, because when you have the hourly in a downtrend, the daily in a downtrend, the weekly in a downtrend, right? That's just the flow of price. That's the flow of money. And so, all of these bounces have gotten sold before we can start to expect any kind of bounce to really make a dent in the daily and the weekly, which are in these severe downtrends. We'll have to see it on the hourly first. Okay. So, that's going to be the new pivot. We do have a sell set up there into that declining 20 MA. So if we break above that, no longer bearish, okay, but not going to be bullish either because we still have, we'll be moving up into a daily sell setup potentially. Now, if that daily sell setup were to fail, all right, now we're talking. Now we can start looking for any kind of sustained move up, okay. So of course, bearish going into Monday. We know kind of the very minimum that would have to happen for us to no longer be bearish. All right. Let's get into the plays from today. RCII ended up being an all-day hold for me, although it was very wild, and this initial stop was pretty big. Played it with a 60-cent stop. And that's because you can see this 1, 2, 3 here under 19, stop over 1860. Wait, let me see. No, stop under 1850, stop over 1901, entry under 1850. So yeah, that was about a 60-cent stop there. Very wild. So I did kill a quarter because I didn't like how spready it was, how wild it was acting. So as you can imagine, in the beginning of the initial, that was the entry, popped right back up. I did kill a quarter. But what I did remember was that last year, last November, I played the RCII. And I think in this when I played it this time, I killed half. And I killed half and I regretted it. It was wild, and I knew it was wild. And so this time I thought, okay, yeah, of course, it doesn't necessarily going to work the same or work as well. But I know that's how this thing is. So I decided to kill only a quarter this time rather than half like I did last time and let the rest play out. And the rest played out fine. So, I just closed at the end of the day. A little bit shy of 2 hours on this. not even a big play, even for all that kind of choppiness, but it just at least traded it according to plan. Okay, on the RCI, and you can see here, nice gap, clearing support. Okay, on the RCII. So very kind of effective gap, kind of like this was the November gap from last year. So kind of good gap. Just kind of a misbehaving stock as far as spread and jumpiness. Now, really the play of the day was the ATER. This was a secondary, but man, this set up a nice entry. And I did play this breakdown, but then I got out because I was playing it as a level 2 play. And then when I tried to get back in, it became unavailable, became hard to borrow. Isn't that amazing? So I did catch the initial move and then tried to short it again. It was unavailable, and then that's the move from there. So pretty impressive. Now, if I had been able to get it, it doesn't necessarily mean I would have, of course, held it to the bottom or anything like that. But, even just to have like the opportunity to get back in it would have been nice. Sammy did have a nice call on this as a long that did get to the target, just wasn't a big target, which was the 5-minute 20 MA off the bottom there, because it did go a bit climactic, most so on the 15 there. See, there's the bounce. But yeah, I mean, pales in comparison to the potential of the short, and so that kind of was surprising to have it available initially, and then have it become not available shortly after the morning. So couldn't short it anymore after that. Had to wait for it to go climactic and play along. So it happens. So that's one of the challenges in a bear market, that things can become unavailable. Things will be on an uptick, so it'll be harder to get filled. We definitely experienced that quite a bit during the March 2020 sell-off. All right. So going into Monday, bearish, of course. What we would have to do at the very least to not be bearish. I'm still a couple setups away from being bullish. So we'll see. It's a very, very weak market so far. Okay. And normally I would finish up by saying have a great weekend. I'll talk to you on Monday. But like I said at the beginning, this is the last market wrap. So I just want to kind of wish you the best of luck, not just in your trading, and hope you see lots of success in your next endeavors. It's been a great time, and I've really enjoyed kind of providing this content. So definitely sad about the kind of the end of this chapter for me, but it's been great and really have no regrets about it. And thanks again for all of you that left comments and questions. So thanks again. Have a great weekend.